Selling a car is easy, right? Grab a few pictures, throw it on Marketplace, and you're good to go. Well, not exactly. If you want to get top dollar for your enthusiast car, it's important to take the time and effort to create a compelling listing so you get the best buyer. The better the buyer, the more cash in your pocket, and you'll know your car is going to a good home. Not only that, but understanding the complete sale process will ensure you have a smooth and safe transaction. Today, we're going to walk through selling a car from start to finish and give you the knowledge and tips to make a great sale. Before diving right into the sale process, it's important to understand why selling an enthusiast vehicle is a bit different from selling your mom's old Camry. First, enthusiast cars are driven hard. Your car might have seen launches, track days, spirited canyon cruises, and more. While these cars are meant to be pushed, when beaten on excessively or without proper maintenance and care, they may have or be more prone to issues, large and small. Buyers will want to know about the vehicle's history to ensure they're getting a car that's well sorted. Beyond that, enthusiast cars are often modified. While you may love your straight-piped exhaust and carbon fiber hood, potential buyers might be looking for something more OEM. And for those desirable modifications, buyers will want to know who made the parts and who installed them. Quality parts installed by a reputable shop can be a nice plus, and buyers will want to know this. Alright, now we're ready to dive in. One of the best things you can do to make your listing process easier is to document the mods and maintenance on your car under your ownership. The first thing I do when I buy a car is make a Google Sheet to track everything I do to it. This sheet usually has a section for the name of the service or mod, the mileage I did it at, the cost, and who did the work. On top of that, I get a folder ready to hold any receipts and documents related to the car. I know, paperwork and forms suck, but you'll thank yourself later. This sheet helps me track what maintenance I need to do on my car, how much I've put into it, and it's always helpful when you're gearing up for a sale. Buyers always appreciate when the seller has provided clear and detailed information about the history of the car. Step 1. Let's get ready to sell. The first thing we want to do is give the car a thorough wash before we take some pictures. Now, this doesn't mean just hose the car down and leave your junk inside. We really want to deep clean it inside and out so it looks like its best self in the pictures. And buyers don't want to see bird poop on your paint and an empty energy drink can in your cup holder. This is telling the buyer that the car might not be kept in the best shape. With the car sparkling, carpet free of debris, and only the sweet smell of black ice in the air, your car is ready for its photo shoot. Find an empty parking lot with a neutral background like a park or a well-lit parking garage. It's helpful to take pictures in a bright place where you have ample room to get the right angles. And pictures will generally be more appealing if they're in a more scenic place than your garage. You're probably wondering how many pictures you need. 5, 10? Not really, you'll want a lot more. It's important to take lots of pictures of both the inside and outside of the vehicle so buyers have the best idea of the condition without even needing to see it in person. Cars and Bids has a great guide on picture angles with an included checklist to help you get the pictures you need for your sale. And you don't need a fancy camera either. If you have good lighting and ample space, you can get great pictures with just your iPhone. With our pictures taken, it's time to write our ad. The ad itself is your opportunity to inform the buyer about the condition of the vehicle, good and bad, its history, any modifications, and the details of the sale. Being thorough and honest here builds trust with potential buyers, which is helpful when trying to sell at asking price. I'm certainly not paying asking price if the seller has a description like this.
If the ad's up, it's available. Too many mods to list. Don't waste my time.
Here's how I break up my ads, and this is a great template for anyone selling a vehicle. First, a quick overview. This should be a few sentences talking about the vehicle at a high level, mileage, mods, maintenance, as well as why you're selling. This is essentially your hook to get the buyer reading the rest of your ad. Below, I had a section of bulleted highlights to call out major points about the car, options and packages, mileage, major maintenance items, major mods, and the title status. Next, I have a maintenance section and I call out major and minor services, including dates, odometer readings, and where services were performed. This gives potential buyers a really good idea of the mechanical condition of their vehicle, so they know whether they'll have any issues or will need to perform any additional services. Including cost here can also help justify a higher selling price. Now, it's time for modifications. I break this up into interior, exterior, and performance. Again, including cost will help you justify your price. The mods and maintenance sheet is really coming in handy now, isn't it? While spray printing over your rust spots may seem like a good selling strategy, just being honest and thorough about imperfections or issues can go a long way. If the buyer feels you're honest, they will be confident there won't be any surprises when they purchase the car. Lastly, call out any included accessories and if there's a lien on the vehicle. That's it for your listing. Pat yourself in the back because you just did a lot of typing. The final step before listing the vehicle is knowing how much you should list it for. The best way to do this is by looking for similarly spec'd vehicles in roughly the same condition with the same mileage. I generally look at sites like cars.com, Facebook Marketplace, and any forums for the car. In my case, m3post.com is a very active marketplace and is a great way to understand how much cars are selling for. Take note of the prices on these listings and try to find an average number between them. This is a good benchmark for a reasonable selling price. If you feel you have additional modifications that add value, lower mileage, or any other notable highlights, feel free to adjust the price here. Just remember, not all mods add value when you're selling a vehicle. It may take time to find the right buyer who appreciates the mods and is willing to pay the higher price. Alright, we're finally here, ready to post our listing online. Now it's time to choose where we list it. Facebook Marketplace is one of the most active places to find enthusiast vehicles. This is a great place to list your vehicle at no cost. Just paste in the ad, enter the relevant details, and choose a handful of images that show a variety of angles of the car. I also recommend looking into specific forums for your vehicle. The marketplace sections in these forums are a great way to market your car since everyone is already an enthusiast. If you want to try and sell more quickly, or you're willing to gamble for a potentially higher sale price, there are a handful of enthusiast auction sites you might want to check out. Sites like Cars and Bids and Bring a Trailer work with you to build a live auction to allow potential buyers to bid on your vehicle over a week-long period. This is a great way to sell your vehicle quickly, but auctions can go in all different directions, so you'll not be guaranteed a sale price. Alright, your listing is live and it's time to sit back and relax and wait for your sale. Not quite. If you've ever tried to purchase a vehicle on Facebook Marketplace, I'm sure you've encountered a seller who seems like they're trying their best not to talk to you. When was the last oil change? I don't know. Can you tell me more about the modifications? Take a look at the pictures, bro. While it may be annoying when strangers are blowing up your phone asking about the car, going the extra mile here can get you a higher sale price. If a potential buyer wants to see a video overviewing some of the paint defects, go film it. If someone wants to talk on the phone, to ask questions, get dialing. We finally made it. You have a buyer secured and it's time to get paid. If you have the title in hand, completing the transaction is pretty straightforward. If you still have money in your vehicle, skip ahead to the next section and we'll talk about this in a bit more depth. Now, you're probably eager to get paid, right? Well, hold your horses because we aren't sure this buyer's our friend yet. It's incredibly important to verify the buyer's funds before releasing a vehicle to protect yourself from potential scams. Generally accepted forms of payment for vehicle sales are cash, bank check, or wire transfer. For the most safe transaction, meet the buyer at the bank with the vehicle, witness them withdraw the funds, and then head over to your bank to have the teller verify that those funds are good. You don't want Sketchy Joe driving away and then seeing his check bounce. You always want to know the funds are good before moving forward. Now, if you have a loan or lien in the vehicle, this changes things just a bit. Sellers who own the vehicle completely will be in possession of the title, which is crucial to completing the sale. If you owe money in the vehicle, the title is going to be locked away with your bank. The bank will not release this title until you've paid off your loan in full. Well, what if I don't have the funds to pay off my loan before the sale? This is where it gets a bit complicated. Lots of buyers are willing to pay up front for the vehicle without the title, but they're going to need to trust you. This is where a lot of our work into being honest and transparent is going to benefit us. First, you'll want to make sure you inform the buyer that there's a lien on the vehicle. Next, you'll want to ask them what's the most comfortable way to complete the transaction so they feel confident they'll get the title and the car after they hand over their precious dough. A great thing to do initially is to provide the buyer with some sort of record of your reputation, like a LinkedIn or Instagram profile. This helps them know you're not some evil scammer. In terms of actually transferring the funds, the same methods in the previous section are still great choices, but you will generally want some additional documentation to prove you received these funds for the sale of the vehicle. A bill of sale is a great way to do this and just documents the sale of something between two people. In California, this is an optional form provided by the DMV that is more of a formality, but when notarized, it can be a great way to boost confidence with the buyer. I will generally meet with the buyer to transfer the funds and immediately sign a bill of sale in presence of a notary. A notary is essentially someone certified by the state to witness the signing of documents. They verify that the person signing the document, you, is who they say they are, and they provide proof that that person signed the document with their witness. With the funds transferred in your account, request a payoff with your loan. It's important you do this quickly so you can get your buyer the title. A payoff is just a dollar amount that indicates how much you need to pay in order to completely pay off your loan. Your bank will usually include instructions on how to complete that payoff as well. As soon as the bank receives your payoff, the vehicle is officially yours. Well, sort of. At this point, the bank mails you the title and you're ready to fill it out to hand over to the new buyer. Almost there. Paperwork time. With the funds transferred and title in hand, Follow the instructions on the title to officially transfer the vehicle to the new owner. The title will ask for things like odometer reading, information for the new buyer, sale price, etc. The title is generally all you need to complete the sale, but check with your local DMV or equivalent to ensure there are no additional steps you need to take to complete your sale. A lesser known fact in California, but the seller is actually required to get the vehicle swagged within 60 days of the sale. Not everyone does this, but it's another good step in being that A+ seller. Alright, sign the title on the dotted line and you should be good to go. The title and vehicle are now the property of your new buyer. If you just received the title in the mail, fill out your sections, sign, and then you can mail it to the new buyer. They will need to give this to the DMV or equivalent to get it registered on their side. As soon as the title is signed, most states have a release of liability form that is completed online. Do this right away. This is essentially you telling the DMV that the car is no longer yours. So, if the new buyer goes and picks up a bunch of parking tickets, it won't be on you. That's it. It's time to say goodbye. Cherish the time you spent bruising your knuckles wrenching on your now sold vehicle, and savor the time you spent ripping it through the canyons. If you completed your transaction in person, grab anything important out of the vehicle and hand the buyer their keys. That's it, just try not to cry when they drive away. If the buyer's getting the vehicle shipped, coordinate a time with them to schedule the pickup. Do not drive the car while you wait for the carrier. It may be tempting, but the vehicle is no longer yours. We've reached the end of our journey, and boy am I tired. Getting top dollar for your car and completing a smooth sale is a lot of work, but it's definitely worth it. Stay tuned for our follow-up series on buying a car. Have any car selling horror stories? Put them in the comments. We'd love to hear them. Anyways, thank you for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed, and stay tuned for future videos. Thanks so much.